Good morning, my dear friends. I heartily invite you all to this video class. You know pretty well, today is a sunny morning. Today is a bright morning, and it's really very enchanting to learn all the things regarding our language and literature. And we have been talking about the value orientation. So, in the chapter value orientation, we have discussed elaborately the problems that have been mentioned. The problems such as the pen is mightier than sword, practice makes perfect, time and tide wait for no one, necessity is the mother of invention, well begun is half done. So we derive a lot of pleasure in learning also. So on the surface, all these proverbs, they appear just only static sentences. When you understand with all humanity, when you understand with the spirit of understanding and learning knowledge, you find the depth in meaning. You understand that you learn a lot of things from each and every proverb that has been mentioned. And my dear friends, today we are going to talk about two more proverbs. Two more proverbs. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. You know, and all these things have been prescribed for degree first year. And really, the syllabus has been designed very decently, cleverly for the enhancement of communication skills among the students of UG. So far and so forth, and the previous syllabus, we had opportunity of communicating, we had opportunity of improving our communication skills, but at this time, the book that is in fact designed in such a way, every chapter that is included in the syllabus, and that is just focusing on language and focusing on improving human values, focusing on all the spheres of knowledge. Once you read the first year English textbook, once you go through the second year English textbook, you feel contented, you feel satisfied that everything that is learned by you. So when a chapter called value orientation, you feel, is it necessary to learn English? In what way this is going to enhance your communication skills? You think that, in what way do I learn English when I go through all these proverbs that are mentioned in each and every chapter of first year and second year? But when you read the proverb in between the lines, when you understand word by word, when you understand in deeper sense, you feel elated and enjoyed that really this is a very good chapter, the chapter of value orientation. So in this value orientation, we have a good number of proverbs, and so far we have discussed 5 proverbs, and today we are going to have 2 more proverbs. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom, and actions speak louder than words. They are very important and excellent. That is the thing that I would like to say to you. So I just say to you, like, my dear friends, the first Proverbs expansion today. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Actions speak louder than words. Now, the first proverb that we are going to talk about, doubt is the beginning of wisdom. In a classroom, when a lecturer goes on teaching, a student interrupts. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. I have a doubt. Some lecturers, some members in the teaching faculty, they just scold and berate the students, whoever asks a question. But questions ought to be welcome. Questions ought to be encouraged. When a student asks a question, it means that he is following our lecture very, very correctly. When a student poses a question, it means that she tries to understand. He tries to understand. That's why doubt is the beginning of wisdom. So, what are the ways that can enrich you as a wise person? In what way that you are going to be called wise person? How do you become yourself wise person? What are the ways? One of the ways is getting doubts. When you listen to anybody, when you read an essay, when you read a poetry, when you read a creative writing, when you happen to see anything, when you get a doubt, it means you begin to think over that. You begin to understand that one. You try to understand that one. That's why doubt is the beginning of wisdom. The moment you get a doubt, you love to know about it, especially in the primary sections. So when students are there in schools, all the students ought to be encouraged because they are on the first stage of learning. They are on the first stage of learning. They wish to know. Unknown things are more, known things are very less. When they are on the path of learning, the teachers have to encourage, have to clarify their doubts and provide wisdom to them. After all, what is the job of a teacher? The teacher has to make the unknown things known to the students. He or she is called a good teacher. A good teacher is one who allows the children to the unknown world and allows them to know more and more about the unknown things. It's not just transforming the information from book to classroom. It's not like that. How best you teach about that one. It's one aspect. How best you make them understood. That's the important aspect that the teacher has to think about it. So in the introduction part of this, doubt is the beginning of wisdom. To doubt is to be uncertain. To doubt is to be uncertain. When you put a doubt, when you ask a doubt, it means that you are uncertain about it. You are not clear about that one. You are not specific about that one. You wish to know about it. You will try to learn about it. You try to improve your wisdom. You try to improve your knowledge. And that is the intention of that person who wants to pose some doubts. Uncertainty. What is the benefit of uncertainty? When you have a doubt, what is the benefit of a doubt? Uncertainty leads to questioning. When you are uncertain about any statement, so uncertainty leads to questioning facts. You begin to question that fact. How is it taken place? Is it correct or not? How did you gain this one? When 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. When somebody asks you, is it right? How do we gain this one? Then you have to explain to them. You have to ask the 4 members to stand like that. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, these are the 2 members. Now you are going to add another 2 members. Then you count these all 4 members. Now you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 like that. So then the student gets satisfied. So in the practical sense only. That the uncertainty leads to questioning facts, figures, and information. So in the mathematics class, sometimes the teachers say that the unknown thing is, let us assume, let us feel that is x. Finally, so when the problem is solved, x is equal to some amount, x is equal to some 20, x is equal to some 40. Then the student poses a question, how do we gain this one? Then the teacher has to explain that this is the way, the figures, these figures that we derive. So because of this one only. So like that, you have to clarify that one. The uncertainty leads to questioning facts, figures, and information. And that is the beginning of knowledge. I want to say to all the members, to all the young men and women, I want to say that whenever you have any doubts, you try to get your doubts clarified, unless I think your knowledge is not going to be complete. So remember this one, whatever you learn, whether it's a subject of grammar, with the subject of language, with the subject of literature, whatever the subject it might be, whether you sit in the class of any competitive examination class, when you sit in the class of regular class, when you sit in the class of economics or political science, physics, mathematics, whatever the subject it might be, you just keep in your mind that whenever you are in certain, whenever you are in uncertainty mood, whenever you have some doubts, that doubts lead to uncertainty. Uncertainty leads to questioning facts. Don't keep quiet whenever you have some doubts in your mind. You just get up, and whatever the people may think in your classroom, whether they laugh at you, whether they mock at you, so don't bother about that. When you look at your lecture and ask a question, so and get your doubts clarified, and that's the way that the learning takes place, and you are on the path of so pursuing knowledge. You are on the path of so getting improved yourself. So you are so very near to improve your knowledge and wisdom, and that is the way that everyone. It's not only, I'm not referring only to the students community. It refers to everyone. It refers to any so lecture also. Though you may be an experienced person, but knowledge is vast. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is vast. Knowledge is so that you can't gain it. All knowledge that is there in this universe. Whenever you have any doubt, even the lecturers like me also, whenever we have any doubts, now we rush to the library and we just refer in the books and we try to know about that one and we clarify the doubts of the students so easily, and that is the way that we also feel elated that we learn new thing only. So learning is a continuous process throughout the life that everyone has to understand. So questioning leads to search for new information. When you begin to question anything, questioning leads to search for new information. Remember this one. Questioning leads to search for new information. When you are questioning, so you are so making search for knowing new things only. Questioning. So that's the reason. So small children, they always put questions to the parents. What is it? Why is he laughing? Suppose the small children are taken to cinema theater when movie is screened, when everyone is watching the movie. Some small children, they'll be asking questions to their parents. Why is he laughing? Why is she crying? So why is he beating? Why aren't they fighting? So like that, they just ask questions, and other members who are sitting in the chairs, they also laugh, and because they're all innocent. From innocence, from the stage of innocence, man becomes so knowledgeable. Man becomes knowledgeable. So when you are in the stage of innocence, when you are in the stage of ignorance, you get doubts, you get questions, and you want to ask questions, and your questions, if you are able to get answers for your questions, and new world of information is open to you. That's why questioning leads to search for new information. To doubt is the beginning. Remember, my dear friends, to doubt is the beginning, not the end of wisdom. To doubt is the beginning of wisdom. If you begin to doubt, if you begin to question, that is the beginning of your wisdom. Without questioning, you just can't nod your head so simply without. So even if you don't understand that one, sometimes children sitting in the front benches, they simply nod their heads, even though they don't understand anything like that. They simply nod, thinking that the lecturer may think bad about them. It's not like that, You nod your head whenever you understand it. When you don't understand that one, you nod. So you nod your head negatively. Do you understand? No, you just nod like that. When the lecturer put a question, you say like that. So do you understand? When you understand, you say yes, like that. When you don't understand, you just nod your head horizontally. So to doubt is the beginning of wisdom. So not the end of wisdom. If somebody puts a question, don't feel that you are just on the verge of the completion of knowledge. It's not like that. So if anyone begins to question, if anyone is beginning to doubt, if anyone is trying to ask some questions related to any topic, that he is willing to know about it. He is willing to improve his knowledge. He is willing to improve his wisdom. And that is the way only we have to think in a positive manner. The teachers, students, members, all the members, everyone has to think in a positive manner. All the doubts are to be clarified. So that's all about the introduction about this. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Let's go to the next item of this one. So doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Now, meaning and explanation. History teaches questioning accepted laws. History. What does history teach us? History teaches only one thing: questioning accepted laws often yield spectacular discoveries or so inventions. Questioning, the great scientist, the great scientist, So in the very initial stage, before they becoming, before becoming so great scientists, they began questioning why this has to be done like that, why it has to be done like that, why it is round, why it is flat, why it is so high, why it is cool, why it is hot, why it is blowing, why the wind is blowing, why the water is cool, what is the reason? So the questioning. So history teaches only one thing. History teaches the questioning. By way of questioning, spectacular discoveries were done, spectacular inventions were so heralded, that you understand this one. So this quotation, doubt is the beginning of wisdom, emphasizes the importance of not believing. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. It emphasizes the importance of not believing or accepting blindly. Don't accept blindly what others tell. You try to question to yourself. Suppose somebody says that, so the earth is flat. Somebody says that it is dark. Somebody says that it is bright. Don't try to understand so blindly, there must be reason whatever you take it. So the proverb says that doubt is the beginning of wisdom. So it emphasizes the importance of not believing or accepting blindly. Don't accept blindly. Don't believe blindly what others tell. Superstitions. Today in India, so lot of superstitions are in progress. Lot of superstitions. In all the corners of our country, superstitions are emerging like anything. Some educated people, some literate people, they blindly believe superstitions. I don't understand why these things are taking place. Are we progressing? Are we regressing? That's the thing that we have to talk about this at this junction. Whatever you do, let it be so scientific. Let it be scientific. There must be reason. But so we see some people, they just believe blindly. They accept blindly what others tell. A Baba says, a Guruji says, what fake Guruji or fake Baba says that you take this powder into your mouth, your corona disappears. How does it disappear? It's a stupid idea. That that guru, that fake guru, that fake guru, or maybe that fake Baba. So he says that you take this powder and rinse that one in the water and drink that water and maybe do this one for 5 days and corona disappears from your body. He says like that. And people believe like that. How is it possible? All the scientists across the world, they are trying rigorously to find out a vaccine, whereas a Baba says, so take this powder for 5 days and corona disappears. But people believe. People believe. That's the reason Aldous Huxley, so in one of his essays, he criticizes the superstitions that are followed by most of the Indians in India. So here, doubt is the beginning of wisdom. So this quotation or this proverb emphasizes the importance of not believing or accepting blindly what others tell. It emphasizes thorough learning of knowledge. When you learn anything, let that learning be thorough knowledge. Let that learning be thorough learning. It should not be fake learning. So studying and cramming the information and just reproducing that information in the examination hall and just forgetting. It's not knowledge. It cannot be considered knowledge. Thorough knowledge means once you learn that one, so you will learn it and you understand that one and you will remember that one throughout your life. And you have that command over that one. So once you learn anything, you must have command over that. and that is called thorough learning of knowledge. It emphasizes systematic way of learning. Dear friends, the systematic way of learning and accepting. The systematic way of learning. The proverb emphasizes the systematic way of learning and accepting. There is a procedure from doubts to wisdom, from questions to answers, from questions to solving the problem. Life is all about that one. You have some problems, question that problem, think about those problems, think about the solutions, and you will get the solutions. When you feel that when problem comes in the life, when you feel that my life is completed, my life is over, I can't face these problems. For every problem there is solution. Provided you must have that thorough thinking and so learn knowledge, gain knowledge, pursue knowledge, and become wise person only with a thorough, systematic way of learning. That's called very scientific way of learning. So let us see, and let us understand this one with some more examples. Scientific progress is made because of doubts and questions. Scientific progress is made because of doubts and progress. Scientific progress is made because of doubts and questions. Today we have science. Today we enjoy the beautiful inventions of science. Today we say that we are developed. Today we say that so a lot of progress is taken in human life. Everything is taken place just because of the progress in science. And the scientific progress is made because of doubts and questions. Every scientist, before inventing anything, he doubted that one. He doubted, she doubted, questioned, and so the questions, so the scientist found answers for the questions. That is the way. That is the way that is there. Aristotle questioned the notion that Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. Aristotle questioned the notion the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. So before Aristotle, people believe that Earth was flat. Before Aristotle, everyone in the world believed that Earth was flat. It was only Aristotle questioned the notion, questioned the belief of the people. Earth is not flat. Earth appears round. So he questioned and he formulated and he just made it very clear. Earth is not flat. Today you go to anywhere, to any part of the world. So if you say that Earth is flat, people laugh at you because that notion has been changed. How was it changed? It was Aristotle who questioned the notion Earth was flat. He says that he said Earth is not flat, Earth is in round shape. So that is the way we remember Aristotle, because he questioned, he doubted the notion. Till then, all people believed that the Earth is flat. But after Aristotle, that notion is changed. That notion is changed. Now, so people believe that Earth is flat. You just imagine if Aristotle had not questioned that one. If Aristotle had not questioned the very notion that Earth is flat, what could have been taken place? Maybe after 100 years, maybe after 200 years, so that same notion of Earth is flat could have been continued. Maybe in the 19th century or 20th century, maybe 21st century, some of the persons might have come and just question the notion the Earth is flat. So the progress might have been postponed. So Albert Einstein's theory. Why does the apple fall to the ground? And this is a very popular thing. Why does the apple fall to the ground? The theory of gravity. Theory of gravity was invented by Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, he questioned and doubted. Why does the apple fall down to the earth? Why doesn't it go? Why doesn't it go up? Why it's falling down? Why it's falling to the ground? What was the reason like that he felt? And that doubt made him a great scientist. That doubt so made him a great scientist, and today we have theory of gravity. So that is the reason. Newton's theory of laws, law of inertia, law of momentum, law of action and reaction. Newton's three laws, all of them he questioned and he got answers for that. Doubt improves logic, critical thinking, and analytical thinking. Doubt improves logic in everybody. It improves critical thinking. It improves analytical thinking. That is the importance of doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Now, we'll come to the conclusion of this one. Students are to be provided space for questioning. My dear friends, in a classroom, students are to be provided space for questioning. Don't get into the classroom and just go on teaching, and the bell is given and just close your textbook and go out of that one, thinking that the students understood very well. It's not like that. It's not like that. Give some scope for the students. Give space for them to question. Students are to be provided space for questioning. They have to be allowed. They have to be allowed to question. So then only they feel that they are learning. Then only they feel that they are improving. Then only they feel that they are improving their knowledge. Otherwise, it becomes just pedantic. It becomes just a routine. He or she doesn't find any difference between intermediate and so degree. And the student doesn't find any difference between UG and PG when there is no space for questioning. So space is to be provided in each and every class by every faculty member in the class for the students. Then you find how the progress is taking place among the students. Students develop through understanding with a logical thinking. So how do you think that the students would develop? Students develop through understanding with a logical thinking. We have to allow them to think logically. Students to be exposed to open learning, asking doubts and getting clarification. Students should be allowed to open learning. They should be allowed to open learning. Whenever they have any doubts, they have to come to you. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. I have a doubt. Don't feel very high about yourself. Don't feel that whether you are in the class or whether you are outside of the classroom. Whenever a student approaches you and asks a doubt and so clarify the doubt then and there itself. And that is the best quality of a teacher. Learning takes place with the clarity of information. For your kind information, so learning takes place with the clarity of information. Whenever you provide clarity of information, then learning takes place. When there is clarity missing, then there is no learning. That's why whatever you teach, whether you teach English, Telugu, or any subject, there must be clarity in your teaching. When there is clarity in your teaching, naturally learning takes place. So how do you gain this kind of clarity? When you provide space for the students to learn, to put some questions, then only so clarity of information may be gained by the students. So self-confidence takes place with the clarity of information. Students become self-confident when they understand any topic with clarity. So they don't get any doubts. If all the doubts are clarified and they feel very confident about themselves, they can write, they can take the examination with a lot of confidence. That is the way how we have to imbibe self-confidence so in students only. You can't just teach what are the principles, what are the points that are to be learned to become yourself a self-confident. It's not like that. As a part of your teaching, as an integral part of your teaching, then and there itself, when you provide space and scope for them to ask some doubts, when you provide clarity of information to the student, They also understand logically the topic, and automatically they become self-confident. And they don't forget that theory, whatever you teach in the classroom, whether it's grammar, whether it's phonetics, whether it's pronunciation, whether it's articulation, whether it's nouns or pronouns or tenses or value orientation, or maybe any poem or any so creative writing, whatever it might be. When the clarity is there, naturally students they don't forget and they write so happily, and there won't be any suicides. There won't be any other things. Sometimes students commit suicide. It's not like that when then they fail in the examination. It's not like that. All these things will be stopped when they learn knowledge. They learn knowledge with clarity of information. That can be done in our classes. That can be done on the campus of the colleges, and we have to create that kind of idea among the minds of the students. Okay, this is all about this one. Doubt is the beginning of knowledge. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. So we'll go on.